Hello, Gospel Community Leaders. Pastor Paul Bokel here. Week two of our Esther series at Redemption Church. Thank you all so much for serving and for working as leaders in this. The main thing this week, God works His perfect plan through ordinary and sinful people and events, which is a good thing because we are sinful and ordinary people, and God is using us to accomplish His purposes, and so that's exciting. So the sermon was absolutely fantastic. The audio is not up yet, but it should be soon, so that'll be available soon if you missed the sermon. I want to hit the announcements real quick, and then I want to jump straight into question 3 because it's a little bit more complicated. Question 3 is, special announcements. Number 1, the most important one, there's 5 spots available for the Haiti trip. There are still 5 spots available for the Haiti trip. People can contact Corey Weaver if they're interested in that. Please announce that in your group. Also, 2 other announcements that we have. Well, one other announcement that we have. Sanctity of Life blog is up on our website, so people can go to redemptionchurch.me/blog, and they can find all sorts of resources and things to read concerning that and things to watch concerning sanctity of life and that issue. So you can direct people towards that if people are curious or looking for ways to think through that issue. Okay, 3 questions this week. They're all important, but I want to jump straight to question. Now, there are some resources that will be available below for question 2. So be looking for those resources that have to do with pride. Sometimes pride is extroverted and self-exalting. Sometimes pride is introverted and self-demeaning and self-abasing. And so that needs to be clear that when we talk about pride, we're not just talking about people like Richard, whatever, that guy for Harris, or I don't even remember his name, for the Seahawks last night that was a big jerk. We're not talking about people like that are just me. Sometimes it manifests itself in other ways. Pride does. So look for those. They apply to question 2, those resources. All right, question 3. Question 3 has 4 options. And question 3 is about mission. It's about how we are missionally engaging the tri-state area, the community around us. And so there's 4 options here. The reason for that is because each of you are at different spots currently as far as establishing what your mission is going to be, planning events that you're going to partake in, or ways that you're going to fulfill that mission, what your goals are, etc. And so read through those options and then carry on with the one that applies to your group. At what stage you are at in that process will apply to you, and go through that. If you are at option 1, the rest of this video is going to be for you. Or if you're at options, and maybe option 2 as well. So if you're option 1 or 2, please watch the rest of this video. If you are options 3 or 4 on question 3, then again, I just want to say have a great week and love you, and I'm praying for you. And so that's really all you need to see this week. However, if when you get to question 3 you find yourself options 1 or 2, basically meaning you're very new, you have not established a specific mission, or maybe you have a specific mission but you don't have set goals and a kind of a mission statement or any of that stuff in place yet. So you're just kind of in the infancy stages of mission. You either have no idea what you're going to do, or you just have the slightest idea what you're going to do, and you're trying to make that a little bit more robust. So if you fit into that category, then I've got some information for you, or some advice and some help for you in that. Because what I want you to do during question 3 of the discussion, and it's vital that we do this as our groups, that we get to this place, is I want you to start establishing, and you'll read more about it in the study guide, but start establishing specific deadlines and working towards some very specific goals as a group, so that all of us are on mission, engaging in that. Okay, so here's some of the goals of why we're doing this. So this is important as you cast the vision of this to your group. You're going to need to know this. We want to be serving together. That's one of them. We want to be, we feel that community is livened and made to be more robust and more engaging and more effective when people are serving on mission together. And so this gives an opportunity for people to serve on mission together. So that's one. Another thing is it's obviously an opportunity for us to proclaim the gospel in both word and deed. To proclaim the gospel in word and deed happens as we're out in the community engaging missionally. And then third, we can impact our culture and our community positively. So we can actually affect some change on our community, on pockets of our community, and on the culture around us. And again, for the glory of God and the fame of Christ, all of those things. And so, as you think through, those are the goals. And so, if you've already established a mission, and now you're thinking through what your mission statement's going to be, what your action steps are going to be, what goals you're going to set, and make them very specific goals. This is our mission to this group of people or to this geographic location. This is where we are going with that, and these are the goals over the next year. So name a certain amount of time. We want to reach these amount of people, or we want to host this many events, or we want to have seen, and be very specific in these goals, 2 or 3 of them. Have a mission statement that encompasses what it is that you want to accomplish, those sort of things. Those visions, those visionary things are things to think about as you do that. The fact that this is for serving together, this is for the proclamation of the gospel in word and deed, and this is for an impact, a positive impact on our culture and on our community. If you have no idea what you're doing yet, I want to give you some things to think about. Think about partnering with an existing organization, somebody that is already impacting the tri-state area in some way. Think about partnering with a specific organization, coming alongside them and offering your services to them so you don't have to reinvent the wheel, whether that's a food bank or a social justice organization, or something with the arts or something. I don't know, but whatever it is, you think that through and you get involved in that. Or you can start something yourself. If what you feel called to as a group does not exist in our area, then by all means, you can talk to me about it, or if you've already got the wheels turning on that, then and already have the resources and the help you need, get something started on your own by all means. But please identify a specific target. So you're going to have a target market. A target market, that's a marketing term, but you're going to have a target for your mission. So that might be defined by geography, a certain location, maybe the block that you live on, maybe an area surrounding somewhere, whatever. So it might be a target that's defined by geography. It might be defined by life stage, single mothers, maybe an older generation of people that need assistance, maybe underprivileged kids, maybe college students. It might be defined by life stage. It might be defined by socioeconomic standing. So maybe people who are marginalized by income, people who are maybe wealthy, financial wealthy, that maybe need ministered in certain ways. I don't know, the sky's the limit, but that might be how your mission is defined. It might be defined by addiction, people who find themselves addicted to pornography, people who find themselves addicted to alcohol or drugs or something like that. It might be defined in many different ways, and there's more options than that might define this ministry. But please think that through. What is our mission going to be? Very specific. What is our target? Okay, and so define that, and if you've already defined what the target is, then it's time to come up with a clear and compelling mission statement that is concise, that defines what it is that you're going to do, and some goals, 2 or 3 very specific goals that you can test and measure to clarify the win, so that you know if you're winning at what it is, or succeeding at what it is you've set out to do. So hopefully that brings some clarification to you. If you have any more questions, because I'm saying by the end of February, whatever step you're at, I want you to be ready to move to the next step. So as you look through options 1, 2, 3. If you're at option 1, I want you to be ready to move to option 2 by the end of February. If you're at option 2, I want you to be ready to move to option 3 by the end of February. If you're at option 3, then I want you to be able to move to option 4 by the end of February. We want everybody to be existing. That's the goal, existing in option 4, where mission is happening, where we're engaging in that. And so week to week, when we come to this part of our discussion, we are able to talk very specifically about how does the sermon and the gospel and what we're learning about apply to what we are already planning, what we are already engaging in missionally as a gospel community group. That'd be a beautiful thing. That's what I'm prayerful for. That's what I'm hopeful for. By the way, just so you know, my gospel community group is at option 1. We're at option 1 right now. So we're starting those steps together. So I'm speaking to you as somebody who's leading a group that is at the very beginning of that. Okay, so we're at 11 minutes right now, so I've ate up a lot of your time, and I'm deeply thankful for you giving me that time. And hopefully what I've given to you in that time can take root in you and then be poured out into your gospel community group this week for effective, God-glorifying, Jesus fame-exalting mission in our communities. I love you guys so much. If you have any follow-up questions, let me know. Thanks so much.